Hi there and greetings. I'd like to share some facts with you today. Did you know there are over 2 million elderly individuals that are being cared for in long term care facilities around the country? And many of these individuals are going to be there until they die. However, in the past, we depended on our families and loved ones to care for us as we aged. Today, that's changed. We're most likely going to have to depend on the kindness of strangers. And those strangers are the people I'm talking about today. They're called caregivers. Depends on the state you live in or the country. You may hear caregivers coming under many different terms and titles. You may hear nursing assistants, home health aides, patient care technicians, etc., etc. They're all caregivers providing care and companionship and hope to many older individuals who could no longer care for themselves. And families cared for loved ones for as long as they can, and for one reason or another, they have to be placed in a long term care facility, particularly as we face that pandemic called Alzheimer's. And it's not just local, it's global. I've written some notes. Many of the paid caregivers that we're talking about make $11.56 an hour to $13.47 an hour. So horrible, horrible pay, very difficult working conditions, long hours, and very usually at the bottom of the totem pole. Caregivers are the world's heroes. They've been overlooked, undervalued, and of course, grossly underpaid. It's taken a pandemic and thousands of deaths for the world and care advocates like myself to bring this to the forefront. We've always known that the long-term care industry, i.e. nursing homes, Alzheimer's care facilities, they have been broken for not just now, for quite a while. And we understand the dynamics that some are going to be for profit and others are there because we need them. Not everyone is going to be able to remain in their home and being cared for. Families migrate, families move to other states, and some family members who have cared for their loved ones for as long as 11, 12 years, they're burnt out and at their wits' end financially. So we need long-term care facilities. We're not going to pretend that we are one of those cultures where we are going to care for our older people forever. Things have changed, and we have to face it. The cost of long-term care is steadily rising. In the US and some states, it can top off at $100,000 a year for some nursing homes, and Medicare does not cover non-medical care. That brings us to another topic, the quality of care. And this subject is a growing concern. I've been a long-time advocate for care at home versus institutions, knowing that's not what's going to happen all the time. But as individuals age, and by 2060, we're going to have over 100 million people over the age of 65. So caregivers are going to be in short supply, but very high demand. Isn't it time that we rethink and begin to view the pivotal role, the profound contributions caregivers make to the healthcare industry? I always say, I don't believe anyone would wake up one day and say, I'm going to be a caregiver when I grow up. Outside of the healthcare industry, that's unheard of. I still believe caregiving is the most important job in the world. Not Google, Netflix, and Twitter being funny. To have someone care for you when you could no longer care for yourself has got to be the highest honor. How do I know this? I've been a care manager for the greater part of 2 decades. I've been a mental health nurse, titles. There are many times where we were short of caregivers and I became the caregiver. I was stunned at the intimacy of that job, the trust that's been, put on you. And sometimes the expectations are more than you can meet. We need to start caring for our caregivers. making sure that they're highly skilled and that they're happy. How are we going to make them happy? Well, first of all, this is not a job for everyone, including family caregivers. We're going to have to pay them a living wage and perhaps more. But we're going to have to train them so they're skilled and confident. I can do that. That's what I've been doing for the greater part of those 2 decades I've mentioned. And in 2 continents that I mentioned, we're going to need caregivers more now. We're already depending on them more now than ever. And COVID-19 has brought this on the table. Can we have a conversation? Look, I created the Global Caregiver Forum as a safe space where caregivers can talk about the issues that are affecting their lives. During COVID-19, we've now seen thousands of deaths around the country where elderly people are more or less hijacked and barricaded in nursing homes. Because care home administrators I think they're also slightly confused about the directions they should take, providing safety for the individuals they're caring for, but also for their caregivers. Many caregivers are telling me that they had to go into their pockets and pay for their own PPEs, gloves, gowns, masks, etc. That's not good. We can do better. Join me at the Global Caregiver Forum on YouTube and Facebook. And if this conversation interests you in any way, it's going to be up to us to change this dynamics. The older people, our older citizens who fought in wars, who have been innovative in creating new dynamics in this world, who've been scientists, been gardeners, been farmers, they deserve better. I'm a caregiver advocate and also an advocate and a catalyst for change about how we care for those who cared for us. I am Beverley, and I'm so passionate about something that many people think, well, why are you passionate about this? Yes, look, politics is taken care of. Wear a mask or don't wear a mask, that's handled. There are tons of stuff going on in the world right now. I'm staying centered. I'm not asleep. I've been awake since I was, the new word woke, since I was 8 years old. I could be silent no more. It's not benefiting me. It's not benefiting you. I have a wealth of information to share for you. I want to end this video by saying I'm not anti-care facilities and nursing homes. I've worked in many, and I hope I have contributed. I've also worked mostly in private homes. It was an honor for me to be able to care for those individuals. I walked away taller, brighter, and more educated. I learned things I never learned in a university or college. I'm Beverley. I'm the Global Caregiver. I care for caregivers locally and globally and the people they care for. You're going to have to help me. I look forward to meeting you. You can email me and you can message me on Facebook. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, great evening, wherever you are in the world. We'll talk later. Bye.